Hi, my name is Michael Bennett. Today I want to talk about forensic seismology, or the science of detecting nuclear explosions using earthquakes. Have you ever found yourself in the situation where you wanted to make your signature nuclear seared barbecue ribs, but you didn't really feel like sharing? Ordinarily, you'd fire up a nuclear weapon and just let that go at it, but these are kind of noticeable. They're big, blast radius for miles, big mushroom cloud in the sky, so kind of the whole world would notice very quickly and come banging down your door asking for some of your barbecue. Now, you don't feel like sharing, so you want to find a way to do this covertly. So think about it, try and come up with what to do, and have this brilliant idea. Let's put the explosion underground. Seems like perfect solution. There's no big explosion, no mushroom cloud, everything's great. But there is one small problem. The explosion creates a seismic event, basically an earthquake. That may not seem like a big problem because nobody will notice an earthquake versus a big nuclear explosion, or they can assign it as a random earthquake. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who try to pay attention to earthquakes given how potentially devastating they can be. And they've learned a few things to make it difficult to make your schemes for a nice and quiet nuclear barbecue a little less discreet. So people have been measuring earthquakes for a long time using this. It's called a seismometer. This detects the motion of the Earth by placing an electromagnet inside of a wire casing, and the resulting motion produces a measurable current in a waveform. Lots of people have looked at this data for a really long time and understand what a normal earthquake should look like. And they've also learned that there's a difference between a normal earthquake and an underground nuclear explosion. North Korea has learned a lot about this the hard way. The rest of the world all signed a treaty agreeing to stop all nuclear weapons testing, but North Korea didn't exactly like that, so they have been doing their own thing. They've been sneaking around trying to perform their nuclear weapons tests covertly. On September 3rd, 2017, just a couple years ago, they performed a nuclear weapons test underground. And surprise, surprise, a 6.3 magnitude seismic event was recorded. This was quickly picked up by the IMS, a big seismic monitoring network that spans the entire globe. And people looking at the data thought about it like, this looks like a nuclear explosion. They calculated using the data that they had and were able to figure out that this nuclear explosion originated in North Korea. North Korea also, once that was discovered, announced to the world about their successful test. UN wasn't very happy about this, and they met the next day to discuss what they should do. They basically wagged their finger and said, don't do that anymore in North Korea. President Trump also took to Twitter and condemned the nuclear weapons test, but they've been picking up their testing again. So next time you're planning a nuclear barbecue and don't want to invite the rest of the world, underground explosions might not cover it because they're pretty easy to detect. You might need to be more willing to share with everybody else, or at the very least reevaluate if that 100 million degree nuclear sear is really worth it.